Morning. It's not sunny at all here and a bit overcast, so I'm not it's definitely the perfect day to stay in and to do some beading. Let me just very quickly show you my weather cam. So that's the weather. It's not really, it doesn't look very good there at all. So let me know how the weather is where you are, and let me know where you're watching from. And if you're new, put new in the comments so we can welcome to our little beady family today. So today we have got a bracelet which we named Lucy. We played with this about 4 or 6 weeks ago, quite some time ago. And we named it after a lovely little Lucy Garrett. In the chat, she's always there. She's such a little trooper to just to, like, you know, look after us. So we named this bracelet for her. This is a Hugs and Kisses bracelet. I'm going to turn you down and I'm going to show you what does it look like. I'm also going to pop you over to the website and show you on the website. Just one sec. I'm showing the website, the kits we got for them. So you know me, like I couldn't just have one color. You know me, I just have to have like so many different colors because like one color is never enough. Right, so I'm gonna pop you over to the website and here we go. Right, so now you know the drill, totallybeads.co.uk. You go, let me just go to the home page. So you go to the home page and you either click on this video tutorials up here, or you can go into categories and press on video tutorials, you get to the same page. Now here we have got hundreds and hundreds of tutorials already, loads of them. So you can go backwards all the way up until last year in March by date. You can search technique, kinds, more video tutorials. There are some shorter form ones there. There is loads there. So today is the Miracle Bead one. Now, I have set up 9 colors. I do have to confess, I had more, confess, I had more than 9 colors. I chosen and I taken out, but Simon said like, no, you're gonna have to stop at 9. So, well, actually he said stop at 6 and I didn't. So we ended up doing 9, but you know how the drill goes. So we got a bronze, a gold, a lilac, a green, an orange. So I wanted to do more of like a summer colors, and I'm going to show you them on the mat just in a second. I have got like partial samples done, like little swatches, so you can see the colors, how they come together. But I love the Miracle beads. They look really great. We also have silver, white, we got sky blue, and we got teal as well. So I'm just gonna grab them and put them on my mat, and then let me know about the colors. Which one do you want me to demo? So we're gonna go straight down. I'm gonna come back here and go straight down to the table. There we go. So this is our teal colorway. This is the one we were playing with in the creation station. I don't know if it was 4 or 6 weeks ago, some time ago. And I really loved it because as we were making up the pattern, actually it was Sheila's suggestion. Sheila is always in the chat as well, to put the 4mm Miracle beads, the smaller Miracle beads in the corners to make it look like you know, it really blends in. It just really works. I was going to get a crystal or another crystal or pearl to put in there, but I think the 4mm Miracle just really sets it off. So the sizes we're using for this one, you got 10mm Miracle, 4mm Miracle, you got size 8 seed beads, and you also have 2 by 3mm crystal beads. They're the ones on the outside. So I'm just going to grab these out of my little box here. I'm going to be very careful because this is what I usually do. So I make up little swatches and I just wrap the end around my bag. And then later on I can go back and I can finish them up, make them into full bracelets. But if I wanted to do full bracelets to start with, you probably only would have had like 2 colorway or maybe 3. But this way we can have more. So are you taking note of the colors? Because they all really gorgeous and really, really nice. I mean, I'm not really a goldy person, but I love that one as well because it's like more like a cream in there, and the gray ones. And this is my ultimate favorite. Well, all of them. This is the thing, when you work with it, you say, oh no, I like this one, I like that one better, but you always like end up favoring one more than the other. So this is our teal, this is purple, this is lilac, this is our silver white, this is our orange, this is our sky blue, this is our lime green, this is our light gold, and this is our bronze. So the bronze is using the black diamond seed beads. So what color are we going to demo with? Do let me know which one you like the best. Oh, interesting. The orange would look lovely on a sunny beach somewhere. Absolutely. It's not too, I know the miracle beads because of the lights above. Let me just see. Hold on. Let me just see if let me just turn my lights off just for a second so you can see the color better, because obviously the miracle beads has the effect when the light hits it, you're going to see another bead inside the bead as well. So again, teal, purple, lilac, silver white, orange, sky blue, lime green, light gold, and bronze. So which one do you fancy? I'm going to turn the lights back on. And let's see what the majority would look like to have. Love the sunshine orange, Camille is saying. So one for orange. Good morning, Anne. Good morning. All of them are fuzzy. They're not fuzzy. That the light is, that's how they shine on them. Orange, Angela is saying. Purples or blues? Well, Paula, I need like one. You need to choose one. Teal, Jane is saying. So teal is coming down. Orange again. I think today you are liking the orange. You're liking the orange very much. Lucy's saying orange as well. Purple. Purple is this one. Purple is coming back. Another purple. Lime green, Linda is saying lime green is a really nice color. But look, the magnets all stick together. Lime and shadow miracle beads are my favorite. So yeah, I'm going to take your first answer. Annie's saying sky blue. Yes, I love the sky blue as well. Sky blue, as I was saying. Love the matte, but bronze, please. So bronze is this one. Order teal along rainbow with, but you could not get them. Someone once said, oh bless you. I don't know if one of them might have sold out. The last one, bronze one. So bronze is coming up. Rachel got it. In fact, demo them all. Yeah, we would be here all day. I mean, like, you know, we could put some music on. We could just have like the coffee coming. We could have lunch together with you all day. Teal. Sheila's saying orange, so the orange is almost winning. Purple, Mitzi is saying. Purple, GT is saying. Oh, Linda's saying she loves the orange one. So the orange one, we're going to do the orange. But Charlotte said bronze. Cindy said lilac. So the lilac had one as well. Bronze, orange again. So orange definitely won. Teal. Orange for Camille. Joe is saying we never really demo with orange. It's such a nice cherry uppy color, I guess. Like when you look at it, it just makes you smile. We had more bronzes. Lime. Right, okay, so orange is the by orange. Lucy's saying, right, let me just pull these ones back. I'm not going to pull them too much because I'm going to need to sort out the threads later on. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more and we're going to do the orange. Now, it's a very simple, very simple weave. So we're going to do right angle weave. The materials you are going to need. Oh, I didn't tell you about the best thing about the kits. Just grabbing a clasp. So, just to point out on the kits, Simon has given us, and I'm actually going to pop back and show you this very, very quickly because this is important. So Simon has given us obviously 10% off on the kit, so that's great. Now, as it stands, you will make one bracelet with this kit. However, because there is so many 10mm and 4mm miracle beads and the seed beads, you got plenty in your kit. If you add an extra crystal, you can turn this into a necklace, and I'm going to show you how to turn it into a necklace. Or if you add an extra crystal and you add extra 2 clasps, you can make 3 bracelets out of the kit. I just wanted to keep it in a way that if you just wanted to make one bracelet, then like it's a bit cheaper for you. But then if you don't fancy a bracelet and want to make it into a necklace, then you could just by adding the the extra crystal there. And if you wanted 3 bracelets, because the kit will make 3 bracelets if you add the crystals and the extra clasp as well. And of course, needle and thread is there as a like if you need it. That's I always like to keep needle and thread separate, because I don't know, like you might have needle and thread at home, you might not need it, so then buy it again. So I hope that was that, like, you explained that clear, because sometimes Simon says I can be clear as mud, but I hope I explained it clearly. My voice is going. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. Just grab my orange thread and thread a needle up, and we're gonna get started. Don't they look happy colors? Absolutely, Camille. They look really, really happy colors. Personally, on any other give, so I don't like, I guess how I look at colors, the ones your favorite and the ones what you don't like so much. So I don't actually own anything orange in my wardrobe. I have got a couple of peach color tops, but I don't own any orange. And even around the house, we haven't really got any orange decor. So orange is, I guess, not in my life. So I need orange. Does that make sense? They are definitely very happy colors. So my size wrist, which you know I got a wrist, I need to use 13. Let me just put this to the side so they're not gonna, and I'm gonna put the seed beads out, and all we need to start with, we need the seed beads, we need the crystals, and we need the 10mm pearls, and you need your clasp to start with. Right, let's just take some of these crystals on. Did you say another bead inside a bead? So no, so miracle beads are acrylic beads, and because the way how they paint them, I mean, I don't know how, so because my lights are on, can you see it looks like that there is that little illusion that there is a bead inside the bead. Now I'm gonna turn my lights off just for a sec for you, and then you can see that it's gone back to normal sort of tealy color. But when I turn the lights back on, they look like they glow from inside. And this was really funny because we were doing the I think the miracle bead icicles on TV last year, and I was doing it through Zoom. And as I was making up, Dean was saying like, well, there are no battery lights in those in those beads. And I said, no, they just light up the way they are. So we're gonna start off by picking up 2 size 8 seed bead. We're gonna pick up 1 crystal. We're gonna go through a 10mm pearl, pick up another crystal, and 2 size 8 seed beads. I'm gonna take this all the way down. So that's what I got on so far. 2 size 8, crystal, 10, crystal, 2 size 8. Now I'm going to go through the loop on my clasp. Let me just click out of this one. And I'm going to knot, I know usually I say don't, but I'm going to knot my tail end and my beginning together. There we go. 1. And I'm going to knot it again to have a nice and solid start to my beadwork. Now, those size 8 do have quite large holes, so we will be all right with them. I'm just going to take my jumper off. I thought it's going to be cold this morning, but actually it's quite warm, so I don't need a jumper. Right, so as we are coming out right from the knot there, so can you see that knot is quite close, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see it better. So that knot is quite close, my size 8 seed bead, so I don't want the knot to go into the size 8 seed bead, so I'm going to come through the loop, through the other 2 size 8s on the other side. I'm going to go into the crystal and into the 10mm bead. And now I'm in position to add my next lot of beads. So the next one will be a crystal. I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads and another crystal. Just like that. Now I'm going to go through this 10 mil again in the same direction. So I have formed a loop above that miracle bead. Now I'm going to go through and we're just going to follow my thread path red, the crystal and the first 2 seed beads. And pull this up nice and tight. And then from here, we are going to pick up 1 extra seed bead and go through the other 2 seed beads and the crystal on the other side. Lucy's saying the orange look gorgeous, and then Susan is saying it's making me thirsty, bless you. So we have got that little picot bead here, which we're going to use later on. So now we are on the side of the miracle bead. We're going to pick up 2 crystals. As we're coming out of this crystal here, we're going to go straight down through that crystal, the seed beads, the loop on the clasp, and we will be coming back up on the other side. Just undo this. Up to those 2 seed beads and the crystal. And then I'm going to pick up 2 crystal beads. Go to the crystal. I'm going to go through 2 seed beads. In the previous view and the picot bead we added. And we are ready to add our next segment. And we just created all the crystal beads around the side and the seed beads on the top and the bottom. Now from here, I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads. I'm going to pick up a crystal bead. I'm going to pick up a 10mm pearl, another crystal bead and another 2 seed bead. And I'm going to take these all the way down. It's exactly the same what we picked up right at the beginning. I'm going to pull this through. And I'm going to go through that little seed bead. So I'm exiting out at the top. So I'm going to come from the bottom to form a loop. Now from here, I'm going to go up the 2 seed bead, through the crystal, through the 10mm pearl. And I'm going to add my loop to the top, which will be a crystal, 4 seed bead, and the crystal. And I'm going to come through from the opposite end again to form my loop. Any questions so far? Please put a Q in front of your question so very quickly I can identify it. Make sure you do keep a tight tension as well as you're going along. I'm going to go into the crystal and the first 2 seed bead. Pick up an extra one. Come through the other 2 and the crystal. And then I'm picking up the crystal, filling that gap. Oh, Camille is saying she needs to go and have some orange slices now. Oh, come on, ladies. Orange is good. Orange is sunshine. Right. Now I'm going to come down. I picked up 2 crystals. I'm going to go to this crystal and the 2 seed bead as well. But I'm not going through the crossover bead. And I will tell you just in a sec why. And from here, instead of going that middle seed bead, I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to come up On the other side, the 2 seed beads and the crystal. So what we're virtually doing here is creating an extra thread path. And can you see how I can show you the best? So let's just pull this back. So can you see like this, those seed beads are kind of like this 2 and this 2 is like sitting further apart from each other. Once I pull that tight, can you see the seed bead just jump in and like sit in a perfect X? So we must do that. I'm on the other side, so I'm going to pick up 2 crystals and then go up to the top. Oh, and he's saying, I really do think beading patterns like this is so satisfying. I really can't get enough of them. This is just a variation of right angle weave again. Like we can do so much with right angle weave, and it's really so, like, you know, I love it. I go back to it all the time and do all sorts of different patterns with it. Just make sure it's nice and tight. I'm going to add a few more beads, and then I'm going to show you how to do the other end, and we're going to run up and down as well. I'm picking up a crystal and 4 seed beads and another crystal and going through. On the other side. Oh, Miriam, thank you so much, lovely. It's really appreciate. So Miriam sent me 1,000 stars. Thank you so much. She says towards your spa day. Oh, bless. Thank you so much. For now, actually, like they are opening up, so we could go. We will go, but I want to wait until I get my second vaccine and Sarah gets her second vaccine and stuff, and then we can perhaps book something in. But Simon is still saying it's better to be safe than sorry, so we're not allowed out yet, just yet, not allowed out yet. We will do. Thank you so much, really appreciated. Oh, you're so kind. You're really kind. Right, okay, so again, I got to this point when I added 2 crystals here. I came through the 2 seed beads. I'm going to jump over this single one, so I'm going straight through the other 2 on the other side. And again, you can see they not really sitting in an X, but once I pull this in, those seed beads just pull together and form a perfect X. And then I'm going to pick up 2 crystals and go up to the top, just like that. So we got 3 units already. I'm going to add a few more units, so if you got any questions, get it in and I will answer it for you. Just grab some more crystals here. And just asking, how is Sarah Payne? I haven't actually spoken to her for the last couple of weeks. I think she's doing all right, but obviously it's going to be a long road ahead of healing. Bless her. I couldn't, like, for me, like, if something like that happened to me that I can't use my arm, like, I don't know, it would. I suppose it's the same for her as well, or any of us crafty people. Like that's our. I don't mind if my hearing goes, but no, I don't want my hand to go or anything. But I can do crafting and amuse myself with it. Does that make sense, ladies? So if I have to lose something, I'd rather lose like something like my hearing, rather than the use of my hands or my eyes. I haven't done any beading for so long, but I really want to make this one. Absolutely, Joe, you need to do this one. Not just because they are miracle beads, but because they are really pretty. And because they are miracle beads. And you love miracle beads. So you have to have a go at this 100%. Turning it around, going through the first crystal and the first 2 seed beads. Diane is saying, well, dear, that's my surprise. That is for Joe, because Joe loves miracle beads. She's our little Miss Rainbow. I love miracle beads as well. I think miracle beads, again, the same as bugle beads, they are so underused because maybe people think because they're acrylic that they're like, you know, they're not as great. But I think the fact because they are acrylic is what I love about them, because they're so light. So if I made this one with glass pearls, for example, instead of the miracle beads, the bracelet would be much heavier, and for this one there is hardly any weight to it, so it's very comfortable to wear. And there's nothing wrong when you like working or you somewhere and you're wearing a bracelet which is like weighs your wrist down. So miracle beads, using miracle beads, they're not only really pretty, but they are very light in weight as well. Looks very unusual. So the thing about this, like I could just leave it like that. Like we don't have to add these side beads on. We could just leave the pattern just like that, and I think that would be pretty as well. You could do all sorts of different things. Let's keep picking up my miracle beads. So for my size wrist, I need 13. Yeah, 13. I just, for a second, my brain just stopped like, is it 13 or is it 15? But no, it's 13. You need 13. And that's, yeah, like, you know, I have got quite a chunky wrist. So I will measure this for you. And it's 8.5 inches. So it comes to 8.5 inch, which is 21 centimeters. So you need 13 beads for that. You get 40 beads in a bag of the 10 mil, so that's enough for 3 bracelets. So do bear that in mind when Simon has given us 10% off on the kits, and do bear in mind the kit as it stands. Like I try to break it down, and I'd rather do add-ons to the kits so you can really get what you want or what you need, because you might have certain bits in your stash already. You might already have magnetic clasps, and then if you just go for the kit, then you will be able to make more than one bracelet with it if you add the crystals in the basket. So as it stands, the kit will make you one bracelet. If you add an extra crystal in there, then you can make a necklace length. If you add the crystal and the clasp, then you will be able to make 3 bracelets with it. And well, if you got a skinny wrist like Natalie or Sarah's got, then you could make more. But I would be able to make 3 bracelets out of it for myself. So if I added the crystals and the magnetic clasp on the top. So just bear that in mind when you add it to your basket. Just going right to the top. Just pull that up nice and tight. There we go. So I'm going to add just a few more, and then we're going to turn around and we are going to add our side beads. But the pattern is really easy. So if you just joined us, but I'm coming at it with this very last seed bead here. So I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, a crystal, a 10mm miracle bead, a crystal, and 2 seed beads. And I'm going to go through this seed bead on my pattern again to form my little loop. Then I'm going to go up through the 2 seed beads and the crystal. I'm going to come through the miracle bead. I'm going to pick up 1 crystal. I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads and another crystal, and I'm going to come through the miracle bead again, just like that. And then I'm going to come through the crystal and the first 2 seed beads. I'm going to pick up another seed bead, so I'm adding my sort of the middle of my X, and go through the next 2 seed bead and crystal. And this time I am going to pick up 2 crystals, go down this crystal, first 2 seed beads. I'm going to skip the middle seed bead from the previous place, come up to the other 2 seed bead and crystal. I'm going to pick up 2 extra crystals, go up to the crystal and all the way up to the top, and I'm going to repeat this over and over again until I get my desired length. Now, if you are making this into a bracelet, now I'm going to put this right next door to it. Can you see that when we will be adding the little 4mm miracle beads inside there, it's going to pull your bracelet slightly together. So this one is got 6 miracle beads on there, and having 7, once you pull them together, it's going to be, you need 7. So the same length as 6 is when you try around your wrist is going to be 7 once you put it together with the miracle bead. But let's just go ahead and add a couple more. So 2 seed beads, crystal, miracle crystal, 2 seed beads. Elise is asking what size are the crystals. So the crystals are the 2.5 by 3.5mm ones. I'm going to go through these. This is the closest one, like we got 2 by 3, but the 2 by 3 is just slightly smaller in like the size 8 seed bead, and I tried it with it, but it was getting a little bit lost. The 3 by 4s would have been too big, so they're just like the Goldilocks ones, just right. Coming through that one. Gonna pick up 1 crystal and 4 seed beads, then another crystal, and going through that miracle bead again, putting this nice and tight. And as you can see, I'm flip-flopping my work because I always like to work on the right hand side, but make sure that you don't have to, you can just work on the mat as well, but make sure that you are keeping a tight tension. I'm adding an extra one in there, and then I'm coming through the beads. I think the crystals tone it down a bit. Otherwise, if you had orange crystals, would look too much. So I did, let me just try, because when I was making the colorway up, I'm going to pick this up for you and I'm going to show you. So I had 2 crystals next to, when I'm working out colors. So what happens is I go to the warehouse, I pick out the beads and I put them into trays, and then I came home and sit on the couch or sit on my table and I play with it. And I had both crystals in with it because this crystal would go with it as well. It would make it more orange. And this crystal boy added with it, which is like a creamy color, like a peach color. We call it nude on the website. This color is tones the orange down. You're absolutely right. So it makes it look like a little bit less orangey and more creamy. Oh, Camille is saying no. Yeah, when I looked at it, it would have worked, but I think I had another. I think the seed beads is not there anymore. I had another bag of seed beads, a different color orange seed beads, which would have gone with it. It was a stronger orange, but then I decided to go with the lighter one. So I think it just looks more wearable than with the stronger. The stronger orange looked great, don't get me wrong, but with the lighter orange, I think it's more peachy, more wearable, because with this one, you can wear it with all sorts of other colors. If you make it really strong, then you can only really wear it with orange itself. I hope that makes sense. So working out colors, I love it. That's one of my favorite things to do, just to sit down and play. And sometimes I will add a crystal color on there, and then I will go back and you will like, nah, I don't like it. Let's change it into different ones. Just need a few more crystals. So if you got any questions, please put a Q in front of it so I can very easily identify it. And going back to the kits, so one kit as it is will make you one bracelet. However, you got enough miracle beads and enough seed beads in there to make more than one. So if you or a longer, you can make it into a necklace, and I will show you how to do the necklace part. And so if you add the crystals to it, then you will be able to turn it into a necklace because you still only have one clasp. If you wanted to make more than once, it will make 3 my size bracelets. So it's 3 chunky bracelets, I guess. Then add the crystals and add the extra clasp in there as well. It's up to you what you want to do. But I wanted to frame it in a way that if you only want to make one bracelet, then it's a little bit cheaper for you. But you're saying, oh dear, I just ordered orange, but then I'm thinking I love lime green as well. So her finger slips. Oh, bless. Tina is asking, have you always been color confident? Or this help you to learn? So I've gone through so many different colors. This sounds like really naughty, but I went through so many different colors, matching it with so many different colors and doing so many different things. When I first started, I used to use bulk colors. So I would use, I don't know, yellow, orange, red together, or I would use blue, turquoise, and like, you know, maybe teal together, or I would use like the block colors more rather than you like experimenting in all sorts of different things. And I think it comes with time, I guess, of sitting down and playing and playing and playing, that after a while you don't just think about block colors, you think about shades as well. And you will see that one shade of purple will go better with something than another shade of purple, because the colors, all of the colors, they can have a warm or a cold tone to them. So depending on what you do, you could, like, you know, or who you make it for, or what clothes do you want to wear with it, you could do all sorts of different things. So absolutely the best buy, I guess, is just to sitting down and playing with colors and experimenting. And I love experimenting. It's the same thing like you do in cooking. Or I don't know about baking so much because I don't really bake, but the same thing in cooking, like you experiment to add different spices into a soup or a stew or anything like that. And next time you go back and you slightly add a bit more, I don't know, rosemary and less of the other thing, or a bit more salt or a bit less salt, or a bit more peppercorn or anything, like, you know, like in beading, it's exactly the same thing. You go sit down and experiment with the different colors and see how they work together. And one thing what I have to point out that people usually don't think, there's 9 there, people usually don't think about it, that it's not just about the colors. So sometimes it's about the proportion of colors as well. And by proportion of colors, what I mean that how much of that color is going to be dominate in your design. So for example, in this instance, the crystal beads and the seed beads are much less seen than the miracle beads. So the miracle beads would be my dominant color in the design, and that is the color what I would choose first. And then I would go down and look at, okay, so I want to make this pattern, and like if I put it down, let's put down the finished one. If I want to make this second, what is the next color which will stand out for me from the bracelet? Is it the crystals, or is it the seed beads themselves and just pop them on the top. Hopefully the camera will be able to focus, keep in focus. So then you add dark color in next. So first you choose the largest color, then you add your, which is in my opinion is more like the seed beads rather than the crystals. So then you choose your seed beads next, and then after you choose your seed beads, then you go to your last color and then you choose your crystals. Now what I love doing is, and it's like just, and I mean, you don't have to. You do you do whatever is like pleasing to your eye. But what I love doing is to, like, if you look at the aqua, so my main color is very light. Can you see? And then my seed beads are darker. So then you got the option, like with your crystals, you're even gonna go even darker. Or what I like to do is my main color is, for example, in this instance, is my is my lightest color. My seed beads, which is my second color, in my darkest color. And then my crystals is going to be in between color to pull those colors closer together. I hope that makes sense. Kitti is using yes, I'm using Supalon size D thread, and I love this thread because it comes in so many different colors. There's 36 colors in exact, and you can always use the right color to match your seed beads and beads. So the larger area first, and working back to the smallest. Thank you, Kitti. It's a struggle. It's but that what works for me. Like other people, like if you ask Sue or ask Sarah or anybody else, they will choose their colors differently. So they will look at their colors in a different way. Sometimes, like, you know, when you do a purple bracelet, for example, or lilac or anything like that. So if I'm doing like a lilac bracelet, just by adding like a very, very small proportion, maybe like 5% of the whole bracelet, adding like an olive green in, not long, it will like look really good in a bracelet, but it will make, let me just push this out so the camera focus on this, it will make the color you're working with, the lilac, stand out even more. Right, how many beads have we got on this? Let me just quickly count it. I got 10, so I need to add 3 more. I'm going to do the whole length now. I know I wish I had a smaller wrist. I always say this. Wouldn't it be nice to have a nice, small, little dainty wrist? But I'm going to do the whole length for you. I just had a crystal going rogue. Hopefully, we won't need it. Right, 2 seed beads, crystal, 10 millimeter. So if you just joined us, we are doing this lovely bracelet. We're doing the pattern itself. So when you come out at the end, you pick up 2 seed beads, you pick up a crystal, you pick up a 10 millimeter miracle bead, another crystal, and another 2 seed beads, and you're gonna come through that bead again. So in this instance, the thread exiting is facing downwards, so I'm going to come from the top and pull this through. Once I pull this through, I'm going to make sure this is nice and tight. I'm going to go through the 2 seed beads, just following my thread path around the 2 seed beads and the crystal, and pull this in, and then I'm going to go through the miracle bead itself. Then I'm picking up a crystal and 4 seed beads and another crystal. And then I'm going to come through this miracle bead again. So I'm forming a loop on the top. Then I'm going to go into the crystal and the first 2 seed beads. Picking up 1 seed bead and then coming through the other 2 seed beads and crystal. Adding like a little bit of a picot seed beads, which is standing out there. That's our crossover bead there. Then I'm going to pick up 2 crystals. I'm going to go through the crystal and 2 seed beads. I'm going to miss this middle one, come up through the other 2 and the crystal. Pull this up nice and tight. Make sure it doesn't loop around itself. Come on, thread, you've been behaving so well. Then I'm picking up another 2 crystal and off all the way to the top. There we go. 2 more. On our last one, that's when we're gonna add the clasp itself. So I'm very quickly gonna add these 2, and then I'm gonna show you the necklace. Oh, Cindy's asking, well, we see Sarah Millsap again. So Sarah is in the Bead Club. She's teaching in the Bead Club every single month. At the moment, she's just so busy with like TV and Craft Buddy and everything else that she's a superwoman. Let's put it that way. She's a super duper woman, but she can't do everything. So she will be back some point. I know she will, but at the moment she's in a Bead Club. So she usually does the second week in every single month. So the month just gone, she did the hydrangeas, and next month she's doing a chainmail class in there. So you could check that one out. Lucy, can you please pop the link in for the Bead Club? One more, and on the next one I'm gonna add my clasp. Yeah, so she's still around. I've spoken to her actually just the other day. She's all right. Right, and on that note, actually, I do need to tell you that we are going to summer schedule as of next week. So we're not going to do the Sunday lives, because hopefully when the summer arrives, then I think we all be really busy meeting family and going out, and need to get down to the beach with the kids. But so we're not going to do Sunday be there for the summer. We probably resume in the autumn, but for the summer schedule, we're not going to do that. And then what we're going to do the Tuesday is going to move to a Friday. So we're going to be live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to sort of space it out a little bit. And I think it will be better for, I don't know, you let me know. It will be better for you, but for us in terms of work load, and for me as well, like given a bit of a breather in between the days, we just make sure we can, this is just gives us the opportunity that we can get ready and better. And I need to look for that rogue bead. Oh, no, I need one more bead. Do I? 1, 2, oh no, I don't. Okay, I will have one extra. Because I dropped some beads. This is the thing, when you like get down to your knees and then look for the beads on the floor because you need an extra bead. No, I'm good. Okay, phew, panic over. Right, so I'm adding my last loop here. I'm gonna go up into the first crystal and the first 2 seed beads. Now, instead of adding an extra seed bead here, I'm gonna go and pick up the loop of my clasp and take this all the way down. And then I'm going to come through the other 2 seed bead and crystal as normal, just like that. I'm going to pick up 2 crystal beads, go up through the crystal and 2 seed bead, turn around. I'm going to miss that middle seed bead and then come back up, and I'm going to pull this nice and tight. Oh, you're asking, why do we miss the seed bead? So you missed the seed bead, and I'm very quickly going to show you again, because obviously this is the last element we do. So if I didn't go through the seed bead, let me just pull that thread back a little bit. So if I didn't miss the middle seed bead, can you see how my seed beads sit just like that? If I pull this up and tight, can you see those seed beads just pull together, and you have a sharper X on for your kiss, on your hugs and kisses, right? 2 crystals. And I'm going to go all the way right to the top around the clasp. Now, you could leave your bracelet just like this. So you didn't have to add anything else in if you didn't want it to. You could just just wear it like that. I think it's really pretty like that as well. However, because it's only connected with one seed bead in the middle, it could flop so around, and it could turn around as well. But it's not a problem, because when you're wearing on your wrist, it won't turn around once you straighten it out. However, if we add those beads in, that just give another connection, so a bracelet won't be able to twist. So I'm going to come around. As I came around my seed beads, I'm going to continue coming down on my crystals, just through the crystals, and I'm going to stop before I get to my X. And then I need my 4mm miracle beads. I'm going to pop them out. I'm going to pick up a 4mm. I'm going to jump over all of these seed beads and just go through the next lot of crystals. So the next 4 crystals all the way through. And can you see, like, your bracelet is probably about that big, so there's a little bit of gap between the seed beads as well. Now if you wanted to, you could probably add a size 15 on either side, but I quite like it that it pulls my bracelet together, because I think those X's just looks a little bit nicer. Now I'm going to go through all of these 4, pick up another one, and go through the next 4. There we go. Pick up another one, go through next 4 all the way down. Now if you said, like, this is really pretty pattern, but I don't wear bracelets, so I wear more bracelets than necklaces, but we are different. Some people don't like to wear bracelet, and they just like to wear a necklace. So the good thing about this pattern, and because we're pulling one side in slightly with our miracle beads here, well, you got 2 options, I guess. I probably would just leave it just like this. And let me just go through a few more and I'll show you what do I mean. There we go, pulling that through. Just going through the next few. Sorry, I'm totally off camera there, aren't I? I moved. Through those crystals. Picking up another one. Sheila is saying she prefers necklaces as well. Simon has called it hugs and kisses and not Lucy bracelet. That wasn't Simon, that was Leanne. And we will, on the instructions, it will say Lucy bracelet, don't worry. I will make them change it. Because I don't work in the warehouse, I work most of the time from home, I don't really know or see what they're doing. But on my instructions, it's called the Lucy. Lucy Goosey. That's how I used to call my Lucy when she was little. Lucy Moosey and Lucy Goosey. She used to be, I used to call her. Lucy Lou. Oh, bless. I don't know. I don't know what, like when I was naming Lucy, why did I call her Lucy at all? And Lucy in Hungarian actually is Luca. So you say it completely differently. Right, I'm all the way down to the bottom. So if you fancy a necklace and you don't want to make it into a bracelet, then add the extra crystals in your basket, because you're going to need a few more of those. And when I'm going to pull this, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see it. I'm going to zoom out all the way there, get these beads out of the way because we don't need them anymore. So as you can see, like, it's a little bit looser on the side, but the minute, and I'm going to turn this around, the minute I pull this, I pull my pearls up, it's going to curl up. There we go. So my necklace is naturally going to sit just like that, and I don't need anything more on it. So just by adding the miracle beads to one side, our necklace is going to sit nice and in a curve way, like a fan out on your... Oh, Charlotte, thank you so much for the stars on your necklace. Oh, I call my daughter Lucy Lou, Bethany's saying as well. It's funny how do we give them pet names, and when I'm mad with her, if I really need her to do something, then I call her by Lucy Anna, which is Anna is her middle name. So you can do that. Now for the bracelet, we're gonna come back on the other side and we're gonna add these little miracle beads in there as well. So it straightens back out, it pulls it back out to be straightening up. However, if you wanted to turn it into necklace, and you don't have to, you could leave it just like it, but you could add other bits of pieces into the bottom. So you could either add more crystals, or you could add a larger miracle bead if you had. So I got 4 mil here. You could have 5 mil or 6 mil at the bottom to, if you wanted to, but I think it looks stunning just without it as well. Sheila is saying it looks lovely as a necklace. So if you do want to make it into a necklace, then pop the extra strand of crystals in there. And actually this one, is this going to be long enough? Just about. Actually, I'm going to change to the other. So just about would be enough for the thread, but I'm not going to risk it because I do like to work with a little bit of a tail just to have that little bit of an extra. So I'm going to take more thread off my bobbin, and I'm going to pop my needle on there and then go around with that. I'm kind of like in the same position anyway. So I'm going to go back on myself because I want this as a bracelet and not a necklace. And I'm going to add the miracle beads in here as well on this side. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm only going through the crystals and adding the miracle bead in. And when I pull it tight, can you see that just moves back in? Just straightens it up. Oh, Tina is saying nice name. I don't know, when I was pregnant with, it's so funny, like I don't know, do you like have a feeling for it, or maybe I was just silly me, but like with Lucy, I like really wanted a girl. Like I really like, I don't know why, I don't know why it mattered at all, but I had a feeling that I really wanted a girl. And when I was pregnant with Christopher, I had a feeling that I really wanted a boy. And then obviously Christopher came out. And when we were choosing the names for Christopher, actually I didn't even have any girl's name. I had only had a boy's name. And the reason I don't know what the reason is, but it's just funny sometimes. I don't know, is it your sixth sense or intuition, or I don't know what you can call it, but I just had a feeling. But saying that, when I was pregnant with Lucy, it was donuts all the way. All I fancied is sweet food. And when I was pregnant with Christopher, it was completely different because all I wanted to eat is meat, like red meat. And I didn't fancy anything like donuts or anything sweet at all with Christopher. So I think kind of maybe from that, like I was like believing that it must be different because like the experience is different as well. Oh, I know I was carrying a girl. Everyone said I was a boy, Tina is saying. So with Christopher, I had 5 names. What I liked. And then Simon had 5 names. And then we settled on Christopher. Kinda. I don't know, it's so hard to choose a baby's name because like before they're born, you don't really know what they look like, and I think you need to look at them to choose their name. But the only thing with Christopher, that he does it, and I hate it, that at school, everybody calls him Chris. And I was like, oh, I didn't call you. If I wanted to call you Chris, I would have called you Chris. Your name is Christopher. But then it's what he wants to be. His choice, I guess, in the end of the day. It's easier to write down Chris than Christopher. I understand that, like on his workbooks and everything else. Right, so we're coming to the end here now, and we're gonna pull our bracelet straight. Our lovely peachy orange one. I missed the crystal. Where did I miss the crystal? Yes, I did here, didn't I? Oh, Jitty, thank you. You keep me straight, Jitty. I'm going to take it back. Oh, Dan is going to the RHS Gardens. Oh, wow. Have a nice time, Diane. I love their gardens. They are so, so pretty. I love gardens in general, I guess. Right. Thank you, Judy, keeping me straight. Oh, British Sink. I have a son whose name's Simon Christopher. It is a lovely name. Yes. I don't know. It's one of those things, and like you think you like a name, and then when you get pregnant, it's like sometimes you change your mind, don't you? Right. Okay. So we're back. I'm gonna very quickly do this. I adore Alexandra. That was one of my favorite name. And I love Alexandra. So I had a friend in high school. Her name was Alexandra, and either people called her Sandra or Alex. So I would have loved to have Alexandra or Alexander, but Simon didn't like it, so I couldn't have that one. My mother said that to me. She said I give all of my girls such pretty names that I don't like them shortened. We all shortened our names. Oh, see, are you Jen? Are you Jen or are you Jennifer then? Do let me know. Jennifer is a nice name. But then, like, you know, you got Nicholas, you got William. So there's loads of names, but they get shortened. But if you do have a longer name, then you have got the option if you want to wear it short or if you want to wear it long, I guess. Lucy's saying my mom wanted me to be called Holly and my dad wanted Lucy Dadwan. Oh, bless. Holly's a nice name too. But at least both beginning with H. So my name is, my full name was Kitti Catherine. My Catherine was my middle name. Very much of a mouthful, I'm afraid. But my grandfather never used to call me neither one of those. My grandfather always called me Kate. So my mum wanted Kitti. My grandmother wanted Catherine. And at the time, my mom, like when she was pregnant with me and was having me, she was living with my nan and granddad. And so my grandmother really wanted Catherine. So I became Kitti Catherine. But my grandfather, bless him, he refused to call me anything else but Kate. So all his life, he's always called me Kate. And in reality, I kind of listen to everything. I listen to Kitti, Kate, Catherine, anything with K. Kelly, you can call me anything with K. I will listen to it. Right, there we go. So all is it left to do is to do a couple of one thread knots. I'm going to go around the clasp again. If you wanted to, you could go around this last section just to tighten the up and make a stronger connection with the clasp. But we've been through, I think this is the third time we're going to go through that clasp, which should be all right. I'm going to run back up this side just into the first or so segment. I'm just going to go through this miracle bead. Lay it down, just double check it that it's nice and straight. Then I'm gonna catch the thread path between these beads. I'm not going through any of those beads, I just caught the thread path. And before I pull this tight, this loop appeared. I'm gonna go through this loop, take my needle through it and just pull the thread tight. And as I'm pulling it tight, you can see that little knot is forming. And I'm going to go through the next few beads. I like to kind of do 2, sometimes 3 knots, just to be like extra secure. But it should be fine. So I'm doing another one here. Never cut your thread off right next to your knot. Oh, come on, the thread jumped. There we go. always take it through a few more beads and then cut it off. So I'm just going through the miracle bead and the first crystal. I'm going to trim this off. I'm pulling the thread upwards. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to push the bracelet away to get a really nice and close cut to it. And I need to work the other end off, but once that's done, I got a lovely bracelet. Now, when you do a magnetic bracelet, the thing to bear in mind, if you do this too tight, because I could have done this one bead less and it would have still fit me, it would have still fit my wrist. But if this was one bead less, what can happen with the magnetic clasp? And this is where people say like, oh, I don't like magnetic clasp because they fall off my wrist. The reason they fall off your wrist because you make them too small. So if I just pinch this here at the top, and we just imagine this is like perfectly fitting, perfectly going around my wrist, and that's like, you know, it looks great. But what happens when you go around and you actually flex your wrist? Can you see the clasp will come undone? Because when you flex your wrist, the size of your wrist becomes a little bit bigger. So you can add like a little safety chain on a magnetic clasp if you want, but to get around that, to have a very secure magnetic clasp, just make your bracelet a little bit bigger. Because if your bracelet is a little bit bigger, it's still gonna sit there nice and flat. And look, I'm flexing my wrist anyway, and the clasp is not coming apart, so I know this is the perfect size for me. Susan is saying I'm the opposite. I hate it when people shorten my name to Sue. Oh, Camille is saying it's bright here for she was saying mouth watering. Really, really nice. Do check out this. So this is the orange, this is the teal, we got the lime green. They're all gonna be stuck together now. We got the lime green, this one is the bronze. Oh no, this is the bronze. Let me just go back and just click back on my screen so I can tell you exactly the right color. So light gold, this is the light gold, this is the bronze, this is the sky blue, this is the silver white. I'm gonna have to untangle this before I pack it away. This is the purple, then we have the lilac. Yeah, that's all the 9 colors we have. Zoom out a tiny bit. There we go. So orange, teal, lime green, bronze, light gold, bronze, sky blue, silver white, purple, lilac. So do check them out on the website. There's 10% off of them. So if you want the kit, how easy it will make you one bracelet. If you do want to make into a necklace, then add an extra strand of the crystals in there. It's an option at the bottom of the page. And then if you wanted to make more, because you will have, if you want to make the kit will make you 3 bracelets if you had another couple of extra clasps in there. But the reason I wanted to set it up this way, that perhaps you already have clasp at home and you just need the extra crystals, so you got the opportunity to pick and choose what you really need. Rachel is saying my partner is Christopher, but everyone calls him Chris. Yeah, this is the thing that we all get to name first name. Right. Thank you so much for watching today. Tomorrow I'll be back with we're gonna do brick stitch earrings. And where I put them? No, I haven't got them out. Or no, yes, I have got them here. So we're gonna do brick stitch earrings. They're really nice and easy to do. One of my favorites as well. But I love brick stitch anyway, and brick stitch is another stitch what is so underused as well, so we're going to be doing that one tomorrow. Have a go at this. If you do different variations, if you do make a necklace, please send me a picture and pop a picture into the group as well so everybody can see it. And that's it from me today. So enjoy your day. If it's sunny or if it's overcast like it's for me, I just looked outside, then it's a perfect day to stay in and do some beading. Right, everybody, have a great day and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.